Okay, so I planned on doing this the night of the musical, but after the show we had dinner and then we went home kind of 11ish, I think, and by that time I hadn't slept horizontally for about over 24 hours, so like a day and a half I hadn't slept. I'd spent sitting down mostly because I flew over, then I sat on the express, and then I sat through a musical, and then I sat through dinner. So all I wanted to do was actually just lie down. Anyway, this is my musical video. Hooray! So I've been going to them since 2013. And I kind of want to make it a yearly thing if they do make musicals yearly. Okay, so I've made notes so I wouldn't forget. That was the least that I could do because the video really was not happening the night of the show. Anyway, we will start at the start. So we do not have a new Ciel. So Ciel is the same, but the new thing is he has a deeper voice. So his voice broke between last year and this year. So Nayuta, he opens the show, right? You hear Ciel's voice before the stage lights up. And when he spoke, I was like, oh, they changed it. Sebastian is opening. And then when the curtains parted and it showed him in the cage, I was like, oh, it's Ciel. Oh, his voice broke. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. He has a richer voice this time. It's deeper. He still squeaks a little because I think he's waiting for the voice to settle, but he has a better control of it this time. And you have to keep in mind that they wrote the score, they wrote the lyrics and the vocal range for when he was a little boy. So he's now trying to keep his voice in that higher range, but he now has a newer range to play with. Sebastian. So Sebastian is new. So after all the years of Yuya playing Sebastian, we have a new one. So Yuta is our new Sebastian, and he's great. He's great. He's not trying to be Yuya Sebastian, which I think is the important part. Just like with Eric and Alan, how we had a new batch in 2013. Each actor should make the character their own, and that's exactly what Yuta did. He made Sebastian different from Yuya's Sebastian. So first of all, his voice, when he speaks, it's a whisper. He keeps it very, very soft, and it's very cold. It's super icy the way that he talks, whereas Yuya has a richness and a warmth. It's very golden is the only way I could describe it. And both of that carries into their movement. So Yuya's movements as Sebastian is very elegant, and he's got this kind of really beautiful flow to the way that he acts, the way he moves, and the way he speaks, and the way he sings. Whereas Yuta, his movements they're quite exaggerated, but in the sense that it's almost like he doesn't know how to human. So he has these grand gestures, but they're very stilted, and there's this one point where he was, I don't even remember when it was, but he was creeping up behind someone and he was twitching a little, and he'd like kind of reach out and he'd be very stilted in his movements, and I thought that was great because he plays a very different demon to the way that Yuya plays him. So then moving on to the singing, like I said before, Yuya's voice is very rich, very elegant, and Yuta's voice is, look, it's just as gorgeous, but it's different. He holds a really nice vibrato as well, and very clear. That plays into the way that he uses a very cold tone for Sebastian, so it carries over into his singing as well. But, you know, he's a musical actor, so it's not like we were going to have a bad singer. Moving on, the household, there's nothing really new with them, like no new scenes or anything. So Maiden is new, and she's cute, but there's nothing really to add there. The Charles, so Gray is new, Charles Gray is new, and he's very playful and childish and very petulant almost, very mischievous. He's not as smarmy as last year's grey, and I like it. I mean, it's still a new take compared to last year. And Phipps, who's the same, and he's one of my favourites, the body gags are real. It's like all the body gags were taken away from all the other characters and they went to Phipps. So all of a sudden, he's like the really stoic, uptight character, but like all the body gags happen to him. So you can almost imagine him like a William character, but like he gets into physical comedy, which is really, really funny, really amusing. I think the relationship between him and the new Grey is much better. Like they play off each other, almost like the Hanks and Abeline relationship. And those two are still here, still new. They do get more ad-lib, which is really funny. And everyone was laughing really loudly. And he does this trick with a waffle. I can't describe it. You just wait for the DVD. But he does this trick with waffles. And I hope you look forward to that. The major thing is the new set design. So it is in a bigger theatre called the Ak Theatre in Akasaka, which is where they held the Most Beautiful Death in the World rerun, so 2013, which was the first one that I saw. And on a side note, that was the first time that I met Nami, who's the friend of Nimbus Cloud. And it's just one of those small world kind of situations where, you know, I happened to meet her, who's a friend of mine. And then in 2014, last year, I saw Burning Lycoris with Viv. And then this year, I saw it with Viv, Nami, and Nimbus. So we all got together and had a big, big nerdy night. We went to Kuromi, we bought the merch, we had dinner together. It was just magical. Like, I just could not believe how lucky I am that I got to have them all in the same place, which is good. Anyway, the bigger theatre provided them much more space to play with, and therefore we have a completely new set. It's completely different. So gone are those giant movable chess pieces, which I actually was pretty fond of because it was really clever how they kept repurposing the giant chess pieces, but now that's gone. It's like it's a set. So we have an actual set with architecture and revolving things and movable props, which really makes use of the really, really high ceilings that the Ak Theatre has, which I enjoy. Last year when I saw Burning Lycoris, I felt like the Blue Theatre was just way too small. It felt really cramped. Which I guess is why they used that really clever set design with the giant chess pieces. But this time I think we got the set that the show deserves. So it's really big, really spacious, there's lots of detail in the architecture. It uses the height. The Undertaker's parlour has like such a magical set design, because what they've got is they make it look like there's suspended floating candles, like just in the air above the parlour. It's just all of these glittering candles, and the stage is quite dark in the parlour, so it just looks like they're floating and they're shining in the darkness. It's really cool. And on another side note, the Undertaker, he gets more lines and a little bit more screen time, which is really good because I'm very fond of that actor. So Izumi Shuhei has played Undertaker since the beginning, and kind of like Grell, and I just can't see anyone else playing him because his vocal range goes really, really low, and then he can also throw it really high as well when he does the laugh. What else? The songs have been remixed slightly. There's a tempo change. Grell's song gets a whole verse taken out and dancing put in, which I think is what they should have done anyway, because Uehara Takuya's strong point is not singing, it's dancing. So he gets really, really cool dance breaks. And Grell is, well, she's Grell. So not much has really changed there. Nothing has changed with Will, still the same. The reveal for him was a little bit different because he was so far away, like really far away, because now that they've got a giant set, just where they put everything, he was just far away and I could not I don't know why they put him there, but you'll see in the DVD. Madam is still amazing. Her vocal range is to die for. She's still, I Can't Live is just, she's magnificent as Madam. And the acting that she pours her heart and soul into Madam, and you really feel her pain and her anguish and her anger. And on a side note, Nagita, so Ciel's acting, he's just grown so much. He's grown exponentially. His acting skills are on point. Like, you really, even though like last year was pretty good, he played a really good Ciel, and I think I mentioned that he emoted really well. He's really gotten much better at acting. Like, we started off like pretty high, and now he's like really high, and the way that he portrayed Ciel's personality changes, and the grief that he had at the end, and the betrayal, it was actually so good that we had people around us crying. So there were girls behind us who were crying, and then girls in front of us who were crying, just because he put in so much into Ciel's character. So I really enjoyed that. I guess that's it. There's like the musical, since it's a rerun, nothing really has changed to the point where I need to go through everything scene by scene. I will show you what I got though, if you didn't see it on Tumblr already. So on a note, slightly related, this bag's really good. So it's made of like pleather. I'll try and squish it up a bit. Last year the bags are made of felt, and they were really shitty, and I don't use it because it's terrible. I actually used the one from 2013 because it's made of this really awesome waterproof material. So and it's bigger than this one, so I actually could fit this one into the other one, which is what I did because I filled the other one with cast presents, and so I had an empty bag at the end of it. But this one's really stylish, and I'll definitely get some use out of it. So I will show you, I'll flick through these booklets because I couldn't do that on the internet. So, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, the photo shoot this year is just something else, kids. Like, it's just so gorgeous. There's actually a visual book, so there were two. And this one's pretty much just the photo shoot book. Look at that whale. Gorgeous, right? Oh, I dropped it, shit. Okay, what else did I get? I got the clear file with Madam Grell, and then the whole cast on the other side. And then I got these. Oh my god, they're so cute. So I thought you had to pick. I didn't realise that you got the whole set. So I'll probably put some of these up for sale because I only wanted 2 of them. So I was pointing them out to the girl, and she's like, no, set, all. And I was like, oh, alright, sure. The t-shirt is the cutest thing. Like, guys, like, it's so cute. It's so cute. The moment I saw the cast wearing it, I was like, I'm going to need me one of those. So I actually use these shirts as pajama shirts because they are the comfiest things. So I always buy 2 sizes, like large, so that I can get it. And the really cool thing is they've got all of the dates on the back this year. Yeah. Yes, so pajamas sorted. I'm actually wearing a Hosier t-shirt too. I'll just flash it up. So she's the giggle at the funeral. So that's what I end up doing. I love buying t-shirts, like solely for pajama use. Okay, what else? The Lucky Dip badges. I got a few, I got a handful. The notable ones are the Madam and Chainsaw pair. Ironic, right? And I have a double Charles somewhere that I got off Viv because she got 2 and I wanted 1. Okay, it's somewhere lost in the depths of that bag. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little review. It was a great musical. I'm gonna go see it again on Friday. And if there are any questions between now and then, I can answer them in the next video.